Now I know that St. Patrick's Day is not probably the most popular to decorate for, but I hope you will watch this video because you will learn some new techniques or think about shamrocks and switching those for flowers and switching the green for spring colors. And you can make projects that are very similar just with a little bit of a different theme. All right, luck be to you. I'm going to start out with this unfinished wood sign from Dollar Tree, and magic, I painted it. So I'm going to take the black chalk paint and paint the back part, and then this gold paint that I picked up at the Target dollar spot, but any gold paint will work. And then for the letters, I actually use some chalk paint markers. I love these. They cover really well, and it makes it super easy to get those colored. Then I got one of these window clings from Dollar Tree with these cute gnome leprechauns, and I cut one out. You can just peel them like clings and Mod Podge them, but I find that it's much easier to work with if you cut them out. Then I have these rainbows from the Target dollar spot. There were like 30 of them for $1. I've used them for lots of different things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach both the rainbow and the little leprechaun gnome. I'll just put the string back up at the top so it can hang. And then I decide that I want my leprechaun to just kind of pop up a little, so I will use some 3D sticky double-sided foam tape. Oh my goodness, how many different ways can I describe it? And I will go ahead and tack those two items down. And then the sign is complete. This one was my daughter's favorite out of all of the projects today, so I put it as #1 in the video. Now throughout this video, I do have some filming errors and a little bit of lost footage. I apologize for that. I'm not quite sure what was happening with my phone, but it was being a little pain in the butt. All right, so what do you think of this project? I think it's super cute. I thought this was so cute and I wanted to recreate it and I actually make it almost the same size. Okay, so I have these planks here, right, and I only had 2 of them and I needed 4, and it comes in a pack of 6, but I only had 2. So I ran over to my Dollar Tree. It's a small one by my house and they didn't have any, but they did have these. So this is a little bit more expensive because I had to you only get 1 for $1.25, where that other pack you get 6 for $1.25. So you can make this at a smaller scale for way less. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark the middle, and then I'm going to choose somewhere down the line here where I want my triangle to stop at, and mark that on both sides. And so this is going to be their hats. So I go ahead and I cut it with my X-Acto knife, and you can see here, it's a little bit of work. It can happen because I'm not very strong and I can make it happen. But after I did this one, because I did want to show you, you could do it this way, I just went out and took my saw to it, and I cheated. It's not really cheating, but I did use a power tool because it made it lots faster. And so I also cut them at various sizes so they're not all the same height as well. And then I was like, I don't think I like that they're all the exact triangle either. So I kind of cut those at different angles as well. So basically you're just cutting different triangle angles at the top. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have this little oval circle that I'm going to use as a template for the gnome's nose. So I did this on all of them. I just do a trace around it. Now I will say, make sure your tracing is very light because even when I painted over this, it still kind of showed through. And then I'm just going to kind of make this little loop here over the nose and around. It's going to look like his hat that's laying on top of his nose. And then the rest of it will be his beard. So I'll go ahead and paint all of this white. And I went ahead and covered over the nose as well, just because I think the pink peach color will pop a little bit more on the white than it would just like on the wood. So for the rest of this project, besides the white beards, I go ahead and use my paint pens. I love paint pens. They're less messy and I can control them better. So here I went every other hat with 2 different greens. And then I decorated the hats as you see. I did stripes, I did polka dots. And then I went into my stash and I had these letters, L-U-C-K, in my just chipboard letters that I pulled out. Then I took a popsicle stick and I made that little brim of the hat, so that one kind of looks more like a leprechaun. And now I'm going to kind of just embellish the beard a little bit. So I'm just looking back on that example, and they just had like some gray lines that kind of came down, and it just gave those beards a little bit of depth. On that second hat there, you can see, I can't tell if you can see it because my little screen's so tiny, but I made little tiny shamrocks on the hat, and I do that by just drawing hearts because that's all it is. It's each leaf is a heart. Okay, so once I get my little beards on here, now is when I'm going to put my letters down. So I couldn't decide, do I want to do a U or do I want to do a clover? Because in the example, they did a clover, but I liked the U. So I decided to do both. Because I can do that. That is creative discretion here. So that is what I'm going to do. I go ahead and I glue all those down. I didn't show you. You know how to glue letters down. And then I have this frame in my stash that I'm going to use, but you could sandwich these between like two paint sticks so that they'll stand up. You could also put the tumbling tower blocks on the back of them so they'll stand up. Lots of different options. This particular frame that I have literally been in my stash like 5-10 years, I don't know. So I'm obviously not going to use it as a picture frame, and these happen to fit so perfectly, and there's that little ledge that it couldn't have fit better. So I was like, we're going this route. And especially with hot glue, you could probably pop these off and use this for another project if you wanted. So then I just glue down my little guys, and that's it for this project. This is my absolute favorite. I think I'm going to have to copy it for Easter and do something very similar because it was so easy to make and it's so cute. Okay, let's make a shamrock wreath. So I took 4 rolls of this mesh from Dollar Tree, and what's neat about it is it's green, but it also has like flecks of gold in it, so it's absolutely perfect for this. I'm going to cut it at 8 inches, so just as many as you can cut, 8 inches. Like I said, I did 4 rolls. If you want to make it even thicker, maybe get another one. And then I'm going to take these pipe cleaners and I'm just going to cut them in half. Now I got a huge, I want to say 300 pipe cleaners in all the rainbow colors from Target back in their kids craft section for like $3. So it was a really good deal. So check that out. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 of the meshes that I just cut out and I'm going to roll them up and then I'm going to pinch them together, and then I'm going to put the pipe cleaner around the middle and then attach it to my shamrock. I was a little worried that maybe the shamrock would lose its shape with all this like puffiness of mesh, but I think in the end you can still tell that it is a shamrock. Now here's what I was talking about earlier. I do lose a little bit of footage. What I recorded on my iPad, which is what you're seeing here, looks great, crisp. What I recorded on my phone was spazzing out. Not sure. I normally record on my phone, so I don't know. Maybe my phone was jealous that I used my iPad for the first time. I don't know. So I hope you'll bear with me. Again, some things kind of went too fast or I missed. Always welcome to leave comments down below with your questions. Okay, so again, you see here, I just wrap it around the frame. Now, I don't normally go this slow, but I was doing that for your benefit. But once you get started, they all just go on really quick and easy. Okay, so once I get all the green ones all the way around, I'm going to go toward my ribbons. So the top two ribbons are from Dollar Tree, and the gingham one down at the bottom is from Hobby Lobby. I got it on clearance for 49 cents. I cut these out at 7 inches, okay, and then I dovetailed the ends. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them and just crisscross them, and then I pinch the middle just like with the mesh, and I wrap a pipe cleaner around them. And then I'm just going to add these in now to my wreath. This is what I lost, is you seeing me do that. I also just took some other burlap ribbon I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance, and I just wrapped the stem so that that would be covered. There it is, 59 cents. Got this 2 years ago. It's been a good find. Okay, so now I'm going to take the rest of the gnome ribbon and make a ribbon for the bottom. These glitter shamrocks are from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to attach one to the center of the bow. I use a pipe cleaner to do so, and that completes this project. Now, on the bow, it's just a simple loopy bow, nothing too exciting, but I think it turned out really well. I've had this green sign in my stash for a while. I got it at Joann's, probably on clearance because I don't buy anything unless it's super on sale. So then I went onto my Cricut and I cut these words out, and I cut them out in 2 different green colors, and then I took my little pen there, acrylic pen, and I colored these hearts because 4 hearts make a 4-leaf clover. But then when I put these down, I kind of pushed them too tight at the top and bottom instead of like measuring them out, because I kind of did it by eye. And then I had a much bigger spot in the middle for the 4-leaf clover. So that's when I decided to kind of take this a little bit of a different route. The font I'm using, where it says A Good Friend, that's American Typewriter. And the cursive one is Annie Lou, and that's L-E-W. Oh, no, wait, maybe that's an L-E-U. I'm not sure. It's in cursive. So yeah. It was kind of funny when I was looking for things to put in the center. I had all of these clovers in my stash, but none of them were 4-leaf. And I was like, wait a minute, this has to be 4-leaf. And then it got me thinking how strange it is that most of the clover decor is all 3 leaves, but isn't the whole thing about it being a 4-leaf clover and being lucky? I just thought that was really interesting that things said lucky and then had a 3-leaf clover. And then my other question was, what's the difference between a clover and a shamrock? Or is it the same thing? Is that just like the Irish word is shamrock? I don't know. I could easily Google it. It's just a thought I had right now. So what I'm doing right here is actually scuffing up the sign, because what happened was when I pulled up the very first words that I put down, it brought up some of the paint, and I actually liked how it looked, thank goodness. So I just kind of distressed the whole board so it all was like uniform. So here you see I have these cute like glittery ones. I really liked this one. I was like, oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna put that one in here. And then I was like, wait a minute, there's only 3 leaves. That doesn't work. I was like kind of disappointed how many different options I had, and none of them were 4-leaf. So I did find this window cling, and while the big one is 3 leaves, the small one is 4. So I go ahead and I just take some of my Barely Art glue and I just glue it down, and then that completes this sign. This is a very simple DIY, and I feel like this is one of those less is more. It's just very simple. So I take the little shamrocks from that pack, and I'm going to cover them in the fabric from Dollar Tree. Now this is an old sign. I actually had something on here. It was a Valentine's sign. I didn't love it, so I just took the stuff off of this sign. And you can see it took up some of the paint, and I liked how that looked. So now I'm just going to go around and give it more of that. I'm just scraping off some of the paint here and just giving it that rustic look. And then I'll take some of the sandpaper and sand it as well. And you know, I gotta use my ladybug vacuum to get all the debris and dust up. And now I'm going to write the word charm, and then above that, lucky. And don't stick the stickers all the way down until you're sure where you want them to be placed. Because even though I thought I had the A centered, because the M is such a big letter, it did not look right, so I was able to fix it. And now I'm going to glue the fabric onto the shamrocks. You can use Mod Podge. This Elmer's glue works too. Okay, so now I'm going to take some twine, and I'm just going to slightly put it down because I don't want it to be like a straight line. And then I'm going to glue the shamrocks down so they look just kind of like they're hanging. And then I will just put that twine, I'll wrap it around the back. And then this project is done. I wanted to keep it simple. I shouldn't say it's done. I am going to sand over the letters some because I don't want them to be super shiny, and so give it a little more rustic look. And I didn't finish the back of the sign because I will flip it over and do something else with it. My seasonal signs, I like to make double-sided if possible, and so I won't finish this so that I can do that at a later time. For this project, I'm going to use this unfinished wood piece from Dollar Tree, as well as this fabric also from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to take a piece of printer paper, and I'm going to trace out the hearts that you see here on our shamrock. And then I will cut that out, and then I will trace that onto the fabric. And then I will paint the shamrock there Kelly green. Then I cut out this little truck from some of the Dollar Tree clings, and I will also take one of the wood planks that I painted white, and I will put that truck on there with some Mod Podge. And before I do that, I'm just Mod Podging on the fabric hearts as well. And once I get everything Mod Podged down, I will attach it and this project will be complete. You'll see here that I'm just kind of pulling with my fingernails there around the heart, and that's just to kind of give it a little fringe and just give it a little bit more of a rustic look. Didn't like how the top of the truck there had a little bit of hangover, so I just added a piece of white cardstock just to get that to stand up and stand out. Then I just add it to the Shamrock, and like I said, that is it with this project. I picked up this Shamrock last year on clearance from Joann's. It's normally $6.99, so I probably got it for like 70 cents or maybe $1.40 because that's about what I pay for them. And I went ahead and I colored it, I painted it Kelly green and the base gold. And I took one of these cauldrons, pots, whatever, they have them at Halloween as well. And I just, with scissors, regular old scissors, cut it in half. It was really easy to cut in half. And then I'm just going to glue the bottom down to the front of my Shamrock there. And now I have a 3D pot. Look at how cute that is. Again, so I painted that base just with regular gold paint. Now, these little rainbows I bought 2 years ago at Target. So if you obviously probably don't have them, you just print out a rainbow onto your printer, print it onto a piece of cardstock, and there you go. So I noticed that my rainbow wasn't quite long enough to go down into the pot, so that's why I cut 2 of them. And then I thought right where the seam is, I could add one of those clouds and just kind of make it look a little bit more put together. That's all this project is. I think it turned out really cute. Pretty simple again, but it's very bright and colorful, and I absolutely love rainbows. And if you love gnomes like I do, I hope you picked up a bunch of these at Christmas because you can decorate them year round. I just popped the feet off with my Cricut spatula. And then I'm going to take this scrapbook paper kit from Photoplay. I will link it below. You are going to want it because I do several projects with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace out here on some of the pattern cardstock, and I will cut it out to make this guy made over. So I end up using the orange dots for his beard. That's why I put the hat aside, because I thought I can't have both orange. And then this cute plaid for his hat, and then the stripes for his body. Now for his feet, I am going to paint them brown, and I'm going to use a chalk marker like I used in the previous project. I seriously love these markers. I hope I can find them for you and link them below. I've had them for years, and I never used them. They got put away in a drawer and I found them, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. So I love doing this instead of painting. No mess, quick and easy. Okay, now I'm going to take Mod Podge and I'm just going to do a very light coat, and I'm going to put all of the papers down on the wood. So they also have a girl version of this. I thought about making her too. Fortunately, I ran out of time, but she would be super cute too with like her red braids. Let me know in the comments, did you buy a bunch of these too? I think I bought 4 sets of the girl and the boy for different holidays. I think I made one, I know I made one for Christmas. I don't think I got around to it for Valentine's. Definitely going to make an Easter one. So if you did, how many sets did you get, or how many did you get? I will say I was in Dollar Tree the other day and they had the Christmassy type version, but you could totally still make it over. Okay, so this is the sticker sheet that comes with that kit. Look how adorable it is. I can't even stand it. I can't even stand it, these leprechaun gnomes. So cute. So I just take 2 of the stickers and stick it down to just give it a little extra on his hat. To finish this off, you could now add this guy to a sign with a cute saying about gnomes, or like I do is I just add some tumbling tower blocks to the back so he can stand by himself. So I have to tell you a little funny is that my whole life I've thought I was Irish. I have green eyes, freckles, light skin. I was told I was Irish, and then my sister did one of those DNA tests and it's not Irish, it's Scottish. So I have been living a lie for 45 years thinking I was Irish. And so my husband was very Irish, red hair, the whole 9 yards, and my daughter's name is Sloane, which in, I want to say it right, Celtic, Gaelic, means warrior. So I'll still have Irishness in my heart, and this is how I styled it. I used 2 different greens to paint this, and this is a new item from Dollar Tree. I've never seen before. They're called wreath racks, I think is what they're called. I'm already forgetting, but anyhow. And then I cut some of the mesh from Dollar Tree, and then I got a whole bunch of St. Patrick's Day ribbon in my Michael's grab bag last year, and so those are the 2 strands you happen to see me using in this video, but you can use any from Dollar Tree. So I just take 1 of each, so there's 2 different ribbon designs and then 1 mesh. So I just take those, scrunch them together, and add pipe cleaner. And so I take a full pipe cleaner and cut it in half, and that is what I use. So I have a bunch of these now, and then it's just a matter of tying them onto this. And this is such an easy project. Again, you can see how I painted the sign. I went ahead and used that lighter green paint, and I just colored hearts basically inside the clover there just to give it a little bit extra. But again, you're just going to put these on the middle strip and the bottom strip. And 1 roll of 9-foot ribbon and 9-foot matte mesh is all I needed for this project. So you really just, whatever you want to use, you just need 1 9-foot roll of each, and that was it. So again, I'm just pushing these down into the wreath form here, and then that's it. That's the rest of this project. You see, so far we're doing good, right? Not too hard. Have you seen these types of wreaths before? This was my first time. I had no idea. I almost thought it kind of looked like a towel rack. Like you could, with wood, it might be a little hard because you wouldn't want it to get wet, but it could definitely be like a hand towel rack, maybe just a decorative hand towel and not one you would actually use. But there it is, easy peasy. I mean, such a fun wall hanging. I wanted to do a more neutral product, so I got some black and white kind of creamy papers out of my scrapbook stash, and I'm going to cover the shamrocks with them. Now I got this pack of shamrocks last year at Hobby Lobby on clearance for only 49 cents, so it was a super good deal. And then I have this little milk vase, milk jug, whatever you want to call it, from Dollar Tree, and I am going to cover that in green paint. I mixed two Waverly greens together to get a shade that I liked better. But I only put one coat on here. I just wanted to give it a little bit of color. Now you'll notice the lighting in this video is a little different. I don't know what happened. It almost looks like maybe there was a smudge on the camera, so I apologize. I noticed this throughout several of these tutorials today. But I'm going to take the pattern pieces that I picked, which was 3 different patterns, and I did a big and a small shamrock on each of the patterns. Now I actually decided on a different pattern for that light color. It just was kind of too yellowy, and so I went and grabbed something else out of my stash. So I'll go ahead and I will cut all these out and Mod Podge them down. Once I have all those glued down, I'm going to take these skewers from Dollar Tree and I'm going to attach them to the backs of the shamrock. And then you'll see the little styrofoam balls off to the side there. Those are also from Dollar Tree. It's really exciting when they got in all those different sizes of those. So I definitely picked those all up in the different sizes for all these projects. I will put one ball in, and then I put a little piece of paper towel in there so the ball doesn't move around, and then I decide it's just not tall enough, and so I add another styrofoam ball in there. And then I'm just going to add some green bows, just a simple bow to these, and stick them into the vase here and arrange them, and then this project will be complete. All right, to make this rainbow wreath form, I'm going to take yarn from Dollar Tree. I picked up 6 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And then I was so excited to find their pom-pom makers. I've never made pom-poms before, and their makers work well. I'm actually going to have another review video where I go over it a little more thoroughly. Okay, so I have 3 sections as you see here, and I have 6 colors, so each section I will do halfway. So I go ahead and I make up some pom-poms. So here they come. You get the big size, or you can get a pack with the 2 little ones. I end up using the yellow one on this project. So you can see here, I made one of each just so you could see the size difference. Now on this, you could make some of the big and some of the small and intermix them. I think that would actually be super cute. Okay, so I tied 2 on here just to kind of test it out. And now I'm going to tie the rest of them on. So I made 5 of each color and then found that I needed more. So I made 6 to 7 of each color to make this nice and full. Now if you can't find this wreath form, you can cut a round one in half. And the way I know that is because last summer I wanted to make a rainbow wreath and these weren't out yet, and so that's how I made it, is I cut one in half. I'm gonna link that video up above here because I really love how it turned out, and I used the mesh instead of yarn, so you can see how you can make a rainbow wreath with mesh as well. Okay, so once I get those all on there, I just kind of want to show you my thought process there. I'm going to tie those orange ones on and then go around with the different colors. And that's all there is to this one. I kept it pretty simple. You could put white ones on the tips for clouds, but again, I just kind of went with a simpler version. Making the pom-poms were really fun while I sat and watched TV. And this is how it turned out. You can use it obviously for more than St. Patrick's Day, as I'm sure a little girl will like it in her room. Decor never seems to be complete without a little garland, so I picked these 2 images from Cricut Design Space and I cut them out on cardstock. So there's green and there's white. Once I peeled those off the thing, this is what I'm left with. So this one right here, you just glue the little shamrock on it. They have this tall one that just stays white, and then they have this polka dot one that you will glue down, and then I did the intricate other one that I put in between. I really thought that one was fun. It makes a big mess though, weeding it out. But I'm just going to put it down on white cardstock and then cut around it. And this is what it looks like. And then just to string it along, I just take some twine and flip it over and just hot glue it along the top. Really quick, really easy, so inexpensive. I bet this cost just change to make. Don't forget, your Cricut can cut out more than just vinyl. And then I hung it up on my shelf that you saw earlier that I'm obsessed with. I actually put hooks on it just so I can have a garland for every season.
Picked up
Last year I
from
made
Dollar
a
Tree.
typical wreath with the mesh with one of these wreath forms, but this year I want to kind of do something different. So what I'm doing is I'm going around and I'm taking off this middle piece so that it's not like as 3D, because I need a flatter surface. You want to make sure you keep at least 2 of the connecting lines so that your middle doesn't become separated from the outside. I think that's going to make sense here in just a minute. I saw something similar to this on Valentine's. The way that the ribbons were done worked really good on a heart. It is a little different here on a shamrock because of all how I have to go down and in and down and in. So it is a little different. So you'll have to let me know what you think of this style. I think it would work much better on a different wreath form, like a circle or a heart, not a star, not a shamrock. But anyhow, I still think it turned out cute though. So I just cut these in 8-inch strips. Again, this is a ribbon that came out of my Michael's grab bag, and so any ribbon will do. And then I just fold them over and use some hot glue, and that's it. And then I just dovetail the ends, and I'm just going to do this around the whole thing. I won't make you watch me do the entire thing because the steps are the same. I just keep going all the way around. And this is what it looks like when all the ribbons are on. So now I'm going to make a bow for this. I'm using my bow maker and some more ribbon from my Michael's grab bag, and I just loop it 3 times, just 3 times around those 2 little pegs, and then that makes me a bow. I love this little bow maker, because it makes quick and easy bows. I still have not figured out how to make the big fancy fluffy bows. I follow tutorials and they just don't come out the same. I can do these kind of bows all day long, but you know, there's some things you get and there's some things you don't, and those big fluffy bows is just something I just can't make it look like the tutorials I've seen. So I'm just putting a pipe cleaner down the middle here, and then I will fluff it out, and then I will add it to my Shamrock wreath there. And then I just feel like it's missing something, so those shamrocks that I wanted to use earlier, but they were only 3 leaves, I go ahead and I glue down onto this wreath. So again, another easy project. You'll have to let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite. Mine was definitely the Luck Gnomes was my favorite. I have this sign left over from Christmas. I never got around to using it, so I decided this is the perfect time. So I actually took it out and used my miter saw to cut it, but if you don't have one of those, no problem. I've seen many DIYers just take an X-Acto knife and a ruler and just score it and pop it off. Look how cute this little thing will be next year for Christmas. Let's hope I remember to use it. So now I just have a green sign all ready to go. So I'm just going to go to my Cricut and I'm going to cut out 2 of these images. The I Wish You a Happy St. Patrick's Day is from Creative Fabrica, that I will link down below. You can get unlimited access for only $1 your first month. So you can download as many SVGs as you like for $1. Then I went into Cricut Design Space and I found this cute little gnome in there. So that's where this one came from. I just put them down on this sign, easy peasy, makes for such a cute sign. I really like mixing it up. This one is like a tall skinny sign. I really like that. I'm going to finish off this sign with a bow. Now I found gnome ribbon at Dollar Tree. I freaked out. I only saw it at one. I bought 2 rolls. I'm so thankful I did. And I don't have any left over for next year, but it's super cute. And this is what it looks like. I almost just want to like loop it across my room. It's so cute. I'm just going to do a simple loop here and just glue it and then just pinch it in the center. I don't want any tails. I feel like that will take away from the sign, but I thought it was a really cute addition to put at the top and just kind of finished it off. Again, the Creative Fabrica has been one of my favorite places to get SVGs for a couple years, so it is definitely worth checking out. Even if you just buy the image like I did here, I believe this image was on sale for 40 cents. So very affordable. So go check them out. And that is the rest of this project. This is a super quick and easy project. This board here is actually just the back of a frame that I had taken out and I didn't need, so it worked out perfect. And then I just typed this out, cut this out on my Cricut, and I just saw this on a shirt and I just thought it was so funny. And then I saw these cute leprechaun gnomes at Dollar Tree. Again, they're window clings. And I just knew they would go perfect with this project. Now, you saw in the first project that I actually took the window cling off and then Mod Podged it. I normally don't do that. I leave the paper on the back. It really makes it a lot easier to stick down. And so that's it. I just put this vinyl down and I Mod Podge the leprechauns on, and that's it. And I just think this is so funny and so cute. I wanted to make some super simple accent pieces, so I painted this scrap of wood with white Rust-Oleum linen chalk paint, and then this is from that scrapbook pack. I just cut out one of these images and I glue it down to that scrap wood. That's it. I mean, it doesn't get much easier, but this adds a really cute element to my decor items. Again, using some of the stickers from that pack, I'm going to go ahead and put them on these cute little clipboards from Dollar Tree. I just cut out some white paper and then stuck the stickers down to them, and then I just outlined them again with those chalk markers. Again, just adding some of those cardstock elements to things to add to the decor. I'm absolutely in love with this one, sliding down a rainbow. I picked up this little sign from Dollar General. I bought it purposely to make it over. I cut it down to size and it actually just fits right in there. You don't even need to glue it, and I can pop it out and use it for another holiday. Again, you see there that cute little March 17th. Just popped it into a frame. I grabbed one of these white tags from Hobby Lobby. You can get a pack of them in their party section for around $4.99, and you get a bunch of them, 12, possibly more. I just stick the tag looking sticker on top, which ended up fitting perfectly. And then I'm just going to add some Dollar Tree ribbon to the top hole. And that's it. Cute little tag again to add to a tier tray. Did you snag any of the cute gumball machines from Target Dollar Spot? If so, here's how you can make one over seasonally. I just cut this out on my Cricut, the Lucky, and you want to make sure you use removable vinyl so you can take it off for the next holiday. I'm going to go ahead and just open the lid, and I'm going to stuff it with some paper towels because you don't need it to go all the way to the bottom. I'm using some of the Dollar Tree filler, and then I just tie a little bow around it and add one of the coins from Dollar Tree, and now I have a cute St. Patrick's Day gumball machine. This banner is another clearance Hobby Lobby find from last year. I love it. It's just a simple burlap banner, and I thought I would just sprucing it up a little bit and just pull some of this fabric into the banner. So I just rip strips of the fabric and then just tie them in between the banner pieces. Super easy, but I thought it just added something to this banner. And that's it. And that's it for today's St. Patrick's Day DIYs. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Leave me a little shamrock in the comments. And like I said in the beginning, I know St. Patrick's Day is not a holiday that a lot of people decorate for, but it's still so fun. And even if you just decorate a shelf or something like that in your house, that's what I did last year. I just had a little shelf that I decorated. Being as both my husband and I are of Irish descent, I honestly don't know how much of me is Irish, but my husband is pretty Irish. And we named our daughter Sloan, which we got from an Irish baby name book, and it means warrior. So we definitely have to do a little bit of St. Patrick's Day decorating. All right, thanks again for watching this video. I will be coming out with some Easter videos very soon. I bought a case of these gnomes last spring, and I still have several left. They're so fun for me to make over for each holiday. I just taking a gold Sharpie here. Actually, it's copper, but I feel like it passes for gold. And I'm just going to draw some shamrocks on them. If you're wondering how to draw a shamrock, it's really just 3 hearts or 4 hearts if you want it to be a 4-leaf clover. I only did 3. So 3 hearts, put them together, and then you just make a little stem. It's very easy to draw them on. Just take your time. And so these are really fun and easy to make over. And good news, they're back in the stores this spring. I have seen them on the website as well as with my own eyes in the store. I'd like to invite you to come over and find me on Instagram. My name over there is $__mom, and I share all the DIYs I make, my shopping hauls, my lifestyle, all of it. So come over and join me. Lastly, I just took this unfinished wood piece that does light up from Dollar Tree, and I just used those chalk markers to paint it rainbow. Easy peasy, adds cuteness to my tier tray. Alright, this is how I styled it up on my new board that I'm obsessed with, and I am going to show you how to make that board in another video coming soon. This is another simple decor piece. I'm going to use this sign from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cover it with Rust-Oleum linen chalk paint. And I'm not going to finish the backside again like I said before, because I will probably make this a double sign, a double duty sign. And so, and then I'm going to use these stickers also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to spell out with them March. And then once I get those down lightly, I'm going to trace around them, and then I will color those in with my green paint marker. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure out and I'm going to write 17. And it's an easy number to write because it's all straight lines. So don't get overwhelmed by that. Super easy. And I just kind of eyeball it as far as where I'm going to put it. And then I just will trace that and I will fill that in as well. Okay, so I lost a little footage here on this bow, but basically I just tied a bow with that green gingham and then I just put a strip of this fabric behind it. And now I'm going to cover the shamrock with the fabric just like I have in past projects there. I'm going to attach them and then this project, this simple project is complete. What I loved about this sign from Dollar Tree is how the outside had that rustic look and it had a, you know, that farmhousey look. So I'm going to make over the inside because I'm not a fan of the glitter. So I'm just going to deconstruct this sign here and I'm going to cover it in this burlap that I picked up at 99-cent store, but you can get this at Walmart or Hobby Lobby as well. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to give that a cover with some Mod Podge. I'm going to cut around this now and I'm not going to cut super close to the edge because what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of fray out the sides here and just give it that extra rustic look to it. And I'm going to grab out one of these shamrocks from this package. This is the one I used in the last project. Not the last project, but one of the last projects. And I'm just going to cover it in white chalk paint. Again, this was such a fun find last year on clearance. It's normally $4.99 and I got it for 49 cents. So awesome. Also, once again, I'm using this technique that one of you guys told me about, which is taking the tape and putting your little letters to it. And then I'm using this paint chalk pen and it's amazing. I love it. I will link those. They're so good. And then I'm just covering it a little bit with some ink from a brown ink pad, just again to give it that rustic look. Then I'll glue down those words, lucky. I also got this amazing ribbon at Hobby Lobby on clearance last year too for 49 cents. So I'm just going to make a 2-loop bow, and I made one of these strips longer than the other, and I will just layer those on top of each other to make this bow. And all you do is you just set them on top of each other, pinch the middle, and I just use a little bit of twine to tie it together. And then I just decide to add another of the little shamrocks to the middle with a little twine bow, and then this project is complete. If you've been watching my channel in the last few months, I have been playing around with watercolors. I just think it's fun. I would love to get better at it, and the only way to get better at something is to keep doing it. So I'm drawing a heart, 3 hearts basically, right? Because that's what your clover is going to be, is 3 hearts or 4 hearts, depending on what you want to do. So I go ahead and I just kind of freehand some hearts, and now you're going to see me erase over the lines just so it leaves a very faint line, because that way it's not going to show through on the watercolors. Now, so far in the other watercolors I've done, I've outlined my drawing at the end with like a black Sharpie, so it didn't matter, but I wasn't going to do that on this project. So I wanted to make sure I didn't have any like harsh, dark lines. So I'm not even sure if you can really see my lines, but I could see them fine when I was painting. So the first step is to water the area that you're going to paint. I follow somebody that, does this, and I'm just wondering if my paint set, because it's kind of cheap, is that's why I'm not getting super pigmented images, because like I watch her and she just puts down a little bit of her watercolor and there's all of a sudden there's just brightness, and mine are like really light. So I don't know, again, practicing, I will get better at this. So I start with the dark at the top, and I'm using one of the like paintbrush pens. And then for the second heart, I use my paintbrush because I'm curious which one's better. And I went back to this one right here that I'm using, the paintbrush pen. I did feel like I got a softer look out of it. As you can see here, my brush is giving something weird. Something weird's happening. So I go back to the pen. But again, I'm just adding I'm doing just different shades of green, trying to stay darker at the top, lighter at the bottom, and then I let this dry overnight. I grabbed some gold stickers and rub-ons out of my stash from Dollar Tree. I originally was picking the rub-ons, but they would not rub on, and I don't know if it was because this is watercolor paper and there was watercolor, but the rub-ons didn't work. So I don't know if they were bad rub-ons or they just didn't work in this case. So I went over to the stickers and I just added Happy Go Lucky with the stickers, and I put it in a gold frame. This is just a fun, quick, cute project. I just took one of their little, I call these cauldrons at, I almost said Valentine's, at, what's that holiday? Oh yeah, Halloween. So I guess they're just lucky pots for St. Patrick's Day. I'm just taking my gold paint marker, and this is the same marker that I used in the earlier project, just a different color, and I'm just writing on it pot of gold. I wanted to use vinyl, but I didn't have any gold, and so this is what I used. And I'm just going to stuff it with a little piece of paper towel and glue the coins in, and I just thought it was a cute small little accent to my St. Patrick's Day decor. This is a project I lost footage on, but it's just a reverse canvas and a calendar print from a couple years back, but this is actually one of my favorite. I love framing a calendar print, and it makes great decor. I hope you enjoyed all of this St. Patrick's Day inspiration, and luck of the Irish be to you. Until next time, happy crafting.